Hi guys, I just want to say first and foremost, thanks very much for the love and the support and the overwhelming response to the first video that I put up about mental health. Um, from the bottom of my heart, I didn't expect it, and it's scary to think there's so many people out there suffering in silence, and if me doing videos or uploading stuff now and then with a bit of advice or a bit of my own past experience is going to help people, then I think I'm going to do it. And yeah, I've been overwhelmed with the messages. I've gotten hundreds, thousands of emails, and the one thing that came up a lot in relation to the stigma of mental health was the fact that people don't know what to do. They're suffering in silence. They have to take a step, that first step to recovery. And from my experience, from where I was and my situation, my whole life came crumbling down. It was going in a bad direction for a long time, but when you take that breakdown, that's it. Everything crumbles around you. You don't know what is reality. You don't know what isn't reality, and it's a really, really horrible and lonely place. And people think that it's embarrassing to be on medication, or it's embarrassing to go to the doctor and tell them that there's a problem. It is to an extent, but fuck it, because at the end of the day, you can't do it alone. I couldn't do it alone. You could have balls of steel or be the hardest bitch going, and you can't do it alone. And my advice to you is, you go into a GP's office and you tell them what's wrong with you, and the fear is that they'll just give you medication and they'll walk out. But I mean, if you've got a genuine GP and you ask for a referral, the mental health system is fucked in Ireland and abroad and everywhere. And if you're clever enough to play the system and play it to your advantage, then you will get what you want. And by that I mean, you've got to get help. It's embarrassment and ego. It's so sad and scary. My advice to anybody out there who is in the position that I was in is get help, and don't be afraid to get help. You could look at it as going to the doctor with a chest infection or a bad back or a bad knee. Nobody in the waiting room knows why you're there, and they probably don't care. And it just, from there on in, you go in there with the mentality that that is going to be the first day of the rest of your life. And if you tell people, you don't have to tell people anything, in my opinion. And my advice to people would be to just ride it out. Ask for a referral from your GP to a person in the mental health sector. It may take weeks, but they'll give you medication. And you take antibiotics for a chest infection, you take antibiotics for anything, Diaphene if you've got a bad back. So there's no fucking difference if you're on antidepressants. There's nothing to be ashamed about. I was on a lot of medication. It's down now, but it helped me a considerable amount. And my advice to people would be to not be afraid and seek help. I'll continue offering advice and looking at people's emails. I'm trying to respond to everybody individually, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. And as I say, somebody really wise told me before that life is tough, and if it's not okay, then it's not the end, because there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Have a lovely day, everybody, and thanks.